Welcome to lesson 072 of Online School of Entrepreneurship. I am Dr. Kirian Mfam. In today's lecture, we are going to differentiate among education about entrepreneurship, education for entrepreneurship, and education about entrepreneurship. Generally, entrepreneurship education seeks to provide students with the knowledge, skills, and motivation to encourage entrepreneurial success in a variety of settings. Variations of entrepreneurship education are offered at all levels of schooling, from primary or secondary schools through graduate university programs. These variations of entrepreneurship education are delivered approaches categorized into three. That is, teaching about entrepreneurship, teaching for entrepreneurship, and teaching about entrepreneurship. The essence of this lecture is to state the differences that exist when you teach people about entrepreneurship, when you teach people for entrepreneurship, and when you teach people about entrepreneurship. Teaching about entrepreneurship. Teaching about entrepreneurship means a content-laden and theoretical approach aiming to give a general understanding of the phenomenon. When you teach students about entrepreneurship, you are giving them the fundamental principles about entrepreneurship. It is the most common approach in higher education institutions, which appeals to the cognitive domain, because the emphasis here is about what students know, is on what students know about entrepreneurship. Therefore, education about entrepreneurship is founded on the philosophical conceptualization of entrepreneurial skills and knowledge. That is, what students know about the entrepreneurial skills and knowledge in terms of not doing it, but in terms of awareness. Education about entrepreneurship refers to a program of instruction that provides theory-focused information to would-be entrepreneurs by way of guidance, advice, and other in-class interaction about various entrepreneurial situations. Education about entrepreneurship is learning to know entrepreneurship. Learning to know means having the ability to direct and take responsibility for one's own learning, for keeping oneself up to date, and for knowing where to look for entrepreneurial knowledge. So the whole focus of educating or teaching about entrepreneurship is to develop the awareness of the learner about what entrepreneurship is. 2. Teaching for entrepreneurship. Teaching for entrepreneurship is an occupation-oriented approach aiming at giving budding entrepreneurs the requisite knowledge and skills. When we teach students for entrepreneurship, we are driving them towards specific entrepreneurial occupations, preparing them to start their ventures as entrepreneurs. Education for entrepreneurship focuses on careers or vocations in business. It is education for entrepreneurship because it prepares learners for active engagement in entrepreneurial ventures as business services providers or as operators or managers of business entities. So education for entrepreneurship is founded on the rendering of entrepreneurial service. When we teach students for entrepreneurship, we are preparing them to go into entrepreneurial vocation, where they will be to create and manage their own businesses. Education for entrepreneurship is a preparation for a career in business, when instruction is designed to prepare youths and adults for actual entrepreneurial practice in the world of business. Teaching through entrepreneurship. Finally, teaching through entrepreneurship is a process-based and often experiential approach where students go through an actual entrepreneurial learning process. So when students learn through entrepreneurship, or when you teach students through entrepreneurship, they pass through an experiential program where they learn by doing. Teaching through entrepreneurship is hands-on learning of entrepreneurship, where you practice the knowledge of entrepreneurship. Teaching through entrepreneurship approach leans on the wider definition of entrepreneurship and can be integrated into other subjects in general education, connecting entrepreneurial characteristics, processes, and experiences to the core subject. While the about and for approaches are relevant primarily to a subset of students on secondary and higher levels of education, the embedded approach of teaching through entrepreneurship can be relevant to all students and on all levels of education. In the course of this lecture, we have differentiated between teaching for entrepreneurship, teaching about entrepreneurship, and teaching through entrepreneurship. Please always be there to support us by following us on our Facebook page, Online School of Entrepreneurship, 2, subscribing to our YouTube channel, Entrepreneurship Teacher, and 3, liking, commenting, and sharing our post. Thank you, and see you in our next lecture.